It is part of your own efforts to contribute into building and sustaining human society. So that is essentially what work is. So it can be a typical job, it can be a trade, it can be a typical 9 to 5 job, it can be a trade, it can be a professional practice, it can be a form of social service. So, and I don't think if work isn't important, Jesus wouldn't highlight the occupation of some of his disciples. Now, depending on the time and age, what the concept of work evolve part-time. Like you must have heard before, we had in human history, the hunters-gatherers stage. And man started from that stage in a very primitive form and transitioned gradually into an agrarian society. And the countries we call first world countries today all have at their base, the base of their development, economic development, some form of agriculture. So they have been intensely agrarian, and many of them are still intensely agrarian. And that's why when there are wars in some countries, the cost of food go up. The price of food goes up because maybe grain is not coming from that country as it should. So that political crisis is beginning to have a direct bearing on our cost of living. So because it has reduced productivity in the area of grain production, now that is why also the prices of crude oil goes up when there is war in the Middle East or there is an international ban on the oil products of one of the major oil producers in the world. So, for me and for you, work is part of how we contribute to the society, and it's a godly way of contributing to the society. And it is for that reason that an idle hand is called the devil's workshop. Are we getting it? So you develop a sense of purpose in it. So, like I said, there was a hunter-gatherer stage where people, physical might did a lot of work. The agrarian society, we had numbers. It's about deploying more people to the farm, deploying more people into agriculture, and that was even like the logic behind, in this part of the world, one of the major logic behind the concept of polygamy. It was a major justification because you have a very vast farm and the population wasn't half as much and there was so much land for people, and to occupy that land, they marry many wives, give birth to many children, fill up the places, and cultivate the farm for their own sustenance and for trade. So with that came the concept of trade, and humans were trading, and trade is still on till date and never left. But when so they develop a lot of farm equipment too, at their different level. But when the second industrial revolution will come, it came with a lot of eyes on mining too. We went beyond just agriculture, and we did, human race did a lot of mining too. That was why there was a season in human history where there was a gold rush. And from gold rush, we had the oil rush too, eventually. But I'm going somewhere. In the course of this second industrial revolution, we were able to, for the first time, develop a proper working class that are not peasants. And that is when formal education started beginning to take meaning and have relevance to the common man. It was not something just within the exclusive preserve of some very privileged people. Now, if you would look at America's history, for example, they were able to create a middle class from the second industrial revolution. Most people were, of course, we had farmers, peasant workers, The second industrial revolution ended the slave trade because they built complex machineries. So people worked, factory work was a major work, apart from farm work. And farm work now, factory work now, farm work, those work you do, you now do it at the level of qualification that you have. So that is when people started pursuing more of formal education to have a qualification that helps them to level up. There was a protest at a factory, one of the factory of those who built America. And that protest was reacted to by force. They unleashed force on the protesters. And that even escalated the crisis. So they had to call themselves together, especially the colonial elites, the business elites of America, and look at themselves that these working class people, what do they want? They are working in a factory producing cars that they cannot afford. They are working hard jobs. It's not commensurate to the standard of their living. So therefore, let us do something better. Let's create a system, through proper capital injection into social security. Let's create a system where their aspirations can be supported. They don't want to own the entire America. They just want to be able to afford a good house, afford a good car, send their children to school, and live a life called the American dream. And they created a credit system that can support education, property acquisition based on your credit score, and acquisition of everything, cars and all that. And gradually, that was how what is called the middle class was formed. So with the collapse of feudalism in Europe to socialism and the emergence of capitalism, we were able to form a middle class population in the world. And that is the model we are supposed to be following as a nation. But we know that nation building can't be left to the government alone, because those who built a country like an egalitarian country like America are not only politicians. You know some of their names. These are leading businessmen and industrialists. Now, The second industrial revolution happened. We moved to the third industrial revolution, the information age. We all know that. Now is the fourth industrial revolution, where we have more of the age of artificial intelligence and Internet of Things. And we run a more precision economy. And global economy generally has transitioned from the knowledge-based economy that the second industrial revolution brought to what is called a skill-based economy now, at least globally since 2015. Then from 2020, at least with third world countries started catching up with this trend at a good pace. And one of the things that 2020 blessed us with was that it made the concept of remote work more accepted. And since then, people can literally work and build a career having international work experience without even having flown across the Atlantic. People can earn in dollars without flying across the Atlantic. So you can build an international career from where you are, because with the concept of remote work, the world has now become interconnected socially, and we can interact economically as though we are together without leaving our comfort zone or our space. So, today we would have a seminar quickly on this remote work, and one of this is why I said we should register with our WhatsApp number, so that after now we can onboard on channels where such work is available to us. I spoke with our speaker last night, and he assured me that but everybody at different level. You might not be an high-tech person, you might not have that high technical skill yet, but there will be somewhere for you to start with if you're literate and can do something with your hands and brain. So there is, of course, opportunities for those ones too, but there's going to be a way that everybody can be carried along. So to take us on this seminar, we have Mr. Victor Akinfala. He walked in not too long ago. Can we just give him a round of applause? Let me run through his profile. He's a man of many colors, and but I will just try and keep it simple. Victor Akinfala is a development expert with over a decade of multi-industry experience spanning non-profit, telecoms, consultancy, IT, education, and energy sector. The family believes that no country can develop beyond its human capital, which I also believe. He holds a degree, a first degree and a second degree in economics and business administration respectively, and currently a PhD scholar. Can we clap? I always admire PhD people. Maybe when I want to do it too, somebody will have to put me through. In addition, he earned multiple professional certification from globally recognized institutions such as Microsoft, EC Council, IBM, ICSI, Fortinet, CompTIA, among others. He has served in the capacity of a developmental expert with European Union Global Diaspora Facility, a faculty member of the Global Enterprise Experience program in New Zealand, and a contributor to the initiatives such as IYOT Africa. IYOT means Action with Africa. Then our program, which is Action with Africa in Germany, and the Global Diaspora Confederation, that's GDC. He mentors numerous young people. He's an active member of the international professional organizations, including the Society for Data Science and Analytics, International Society of Development and Sustainability, the Internet Society, and the Learning and Development Network International. His contribution to development space have earned him multiple recognitions, including being named Global Enactors Alumni of the Year in 2021, and a nomination for MB100 in 2024, among several other awards. Victor is the founder of International Partnership for Human Capital Development, an initiative created to strengthen the developmental ecosystem for African young and global citizens. He currently serves as the head of partnership and special projects at Enactors Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, without much ado, please let's welcome Mr. Victor Akinfala. He has been here in this church before a number of times, and it is a pleasure to have you again. And I'm sure he's here with his children. Please come forward, too. Please come forward. Let's appreciate you.
All right. It's not going to be too far. I want to move closer. Okay, if you have the slides, beautiful. So then. All right, good afternoon, everyone. I can't hear you guys talk. Good afternoon. I know the weather is hitting differently, but you can get excited despite the weather. Good afternoon, everyone. All right, great. I'm so happy to be here again. This is like my third time here in 5 years, if I'm correct. And so I'm always excited to be part of the development. How many of you have seen me before here? One, just one person. So fantastic. That means that change has happened, and it is progressive change. All right, great. So when we talk about development, opportunities, and life generally, I've always believed that in my over 10 years of professional journey, one thing is very, very important. And that thing is direction. Everybody say direction. There is no sense speeding 160 on the wrong route. You will further go, the wrong direction. So what having direction does is, one, gives you your precious time, right? Saves you a lot of money. Emotional stress, right? So clarity is one critical thing that everybody should have. And I believe so far, the sessions that you have been having since, I think since Wednesday, has been a eye-opener. So once again, thank you for having me. And to Barrister, thank you for bringing me here. Please give the organizers a round of applause, please. Because it is hard to really find people who genuinely have the interest and the development of people at heart. So when you see those kind of people around you, as much as possible, get as much as before they move on with their lives. I have that opportunity recently. We hosted a program in Civic Center, Victoria Island, Lagos. And there is this woman that get inspired by based on our life journey too. Her name is BC Sojioyawoye. She was formerly one of the top guys in HR, I think in Shell or Chevron, for several years. So she's a top lady. But when you see her, you won't even know. She plays with everybody. She takes selfies with everybody. But I've always looked at her from afar as what gave her this kind of capacity and humility. I've always imagined her from far. So within that 2 minutes, I took my time. I asked her all the questions I want to ask. And I created impression that made her say, Victor, we need to continue this conversation. She shared her number with me, and till today we are still talking. So what I'm saying is that I'm happy that only probably one or two people have ever seen me come here, meaning that there is progress, there is development here. And the people who are genuinely interested in your progress and development, you find them here. And that is something that I thank God for. Please give them a round of applause one more time. I'm to speak on remote opportunity, exploring remote opportunities, and things around remote jobs. Is that okay? Now, before I start, the screen is a bit far and my lettering are a bit tiny. So, what is most important is what you take away start. Is that okay? Before I start, now, question one. Are you ready for my question? What's most important? Are you ready for my question? Before I start, now, question one. If you are ready to find an answer, are you ready to raise your hand? Now, I'm happy with Tokwe, wake up. List the things you can do. I'm giving you 30 seconds or 1 minute to write the things you
train someone that is not there at all.
Zero
and-
knowledge.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So number 3, I can also speak. I'm not shy.
You're
When
not
it
shy,
comes
you
to-
can speak.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So I can also design graphics.
Graphics design.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I like reading.
Okay.
And I can manage people.
People management. Please give him a round of applause. Now, the reason why we have that short exercise is to open our eyes to identify what we can do at the moment. Now, if we could have people here who have not really, who are not clear on what they can do, and I wouldn't say it is dangerous, but it is dangerous. Because if you are not clear about what you can do, then you are subjected to whatever happens to you. You are not in control of your environment. Your environment is the one controlling you. Because whatever your environment pushes to you is what you will just take and, you manage. But frankly speaking, if you are clear on what you can do, then you are good to go. You are good to go means that you are now clear on the skills you need to develop, the niche you need to find, the connection you need to make, and opportunity you need to explore. Are you following me now? So, the next question. These things that you can do, these things that you have listed that you can do, if you can do it from anywhere in the world, where will it be? These skills that you have, okay? If you can do it anywhere in the world, where will it be? Ibadan, Lagos, UK, US, or where will you be able to do it? I want someone to answer that question. Where? Will you prefer to do the same thing that you know how to do here in Nigeria? If you have the opportunity to do it anywhere in the world, you are not restricted. Where would you like to do it? Why some people will say, oh, I want to go to US. I want to go to UK. Last year, I was in Kazakhstan. There's a country called Kazakhstan. I was in Kazakhstan around this time last year. They are not into winter yet, but the weather was -6. Kazakhstan is like somewhere between China and Russia, Southeast Asia. No, it was crazy. At some point, my fingers, your phone is touch screen, right? Now, I was touching my phone wasn't responding. All these fingers are frozen. Okay? If you take ordinary bottle of water and you leave it open like this, and just give it max 30 minutes, it's already chilled. So, what globalization has done, basically, is to allow you use that skills that you have and trade it at a global scale and at the global stage with the same amount that you would have collected if you're in UK or in US or anywhere in the world. And personally for me, I've been to a few countries, and nothing beats home. I can assure you that. Nothing beats home. Even if you have friends and family members who are in US, UK, and stuff like that, many of them have probably accepted their fate, and they are running with what they have. But if they have the same opportunity to earn what they are earning in Nigeria, I promise you they will come back. Now, imagine the whole month you just earn 2,000 pounds in Nigeria here. 2,000 pounds means 400, is it 400,000 now? 4 million plus little change on it. If you're earning 4 million in a month in Nigeria, come on. You're a big boy, you're a big girl. And you can always flex as much as you can, right? And that is the kind of opportunity globalization through remote job opportunity has given to us. But you can hear it, you can fantasize about it, but if you are not in it, it still doesn't benefit you. Despite the fact that you have skills that can make it happen for you. So my responsibility this afternoon is to help you move from fantasizing to taking a step to explore the opportunities inside. And the reason why I asked the first two questions was to set a precedent for whatever we are going to talk about. Because you have to be clear about the skills that you have. Now, because of the digital global revolution that has transformed the work structure, it has two sides. It's like a two side of the coin, okay? While some people will lose their jobs, some people will get new jobs, while some people will scale on their jobs. So if you're on the side of, now, with the augmented reality, virtual reality, artificial intelligence, machine learning, robotics, if you don't take a step now to remain relevant in this digital revolution era, you just discover that you graduate from school and you are still useless. Remember, people pay you for what you know how to do and not the degree you carry. Now, the degree you carry could be a front that could put you on a certain pedestal, but the moment you are checked and they find out that you can't deliver, you'll be moved aside. And then you'll be putting pressure on pastors to be praying. Get skills, okay? Don't stress our pastors. Is that okay? So, all right. Now, what is remote opportunity? To help us, I will just do a few things. What, why, and how. Then there are probably some of the challenges. Then we close. Is that okay? Because of the industrial revolution and what we call digital economy right now, there are new kinds of jobs. Like many of us, some of the jobs we go do in our offices, given the right infrastructure, we can do them from home. Now, the benefit of going to office basically is to probably use office facility, interact with people, then go back home. But sometimes most of the things we do, we can actually do them from home. And one of the reasons why they ask you to come to office is probably to ensure that you are doing what you are supposed to. But with the digital revolution, that has changed a bit. Because you will have the opportunity to do what you're supposed to do in the office, but at the same time, you are monitored. Apart from the fact that you are monitored, you are given the free hand to be flexible enough to use the time that you have to just finish the task. And that's what they want you to do. Because sometimes, some of you are teachers here, probably you finish your class by, let's say, 12 in the afternoon. But you won't be allowed to leave the school until the school closes, right? So you just sit there, gisting, sometimes sleeping, sometimes playing Candy Crush, and you're waiting for the closing bell. Time is money. That is what remote opportunity is telling you. That we are paying you for your skill and for your time. And that is what remote learning offers. Time, value for the skills that you have. So let's go. Let me just quickly run through what I have for the sake of time. So if you have not gotten what you know how to do, I believe at the end of this training, you can quickly begin to work on something as quick as possible. I want to say quickly, please, because I might forget. There is nothing you cannot learn. There is nothing what? you cannot learn. I will give you an example of myself. As much as I can use Excel back in the days, I'm not really good at analytics. So sometimes when I write and there's a need to do some analytics, I have a friend who always bill me, not because, normally, as Christians, sometimes this guy is my friend now, you should be able to give me some kind of rebate, and or discount. Let's say the stuff is about 400,000 naira. I say, okay, as a friend now, as a friend, you should give me 150 or 200, give me 50. This guy will not even look at me twice. I say, guy, it is 400 or you don't do it. I will start begging. Probably after a long begging, he might just say, okay, pay 250. I've not been giving him jobs over time. And I see the amount of money I was giving out of the contract that I have collected. I say, come on now. This guy doesn't have 2 heads. Let me start learning. So I went to YouTube, downloaded the different videos on SPSS, eViews, SAS, Power BI, and all those things. I started watching them one after the other. Downloaded the application, get some data, start practicing. And after some time, I begin to grow confidence. My first job, after I have done it, I send it to the guy. I said, please proofread these analytics for me. And he said, well, everything you've written is correct. But there's some amateurish touch to it. There are some things you should have compressed. If you have the skills, instead of you just leaving it, one after the other, you summarize them and stuff like that. I said, well, I didn't know. Now showed me an example. I held that one. I said, okay, this one will go. The next one, I'm going to improve on it. And since then, I have improved. Now, I'm not disturbing him with my work. Okay? Because I know he's not happy to be giving me the kind of discount he's giving me, because he's going to put the same time and effort that he's using to get 400K per work to mine that I will give him 250. And I'll be putting pressure on him to get it done quickly. And he wants to put mine on priority. Okay? So now he's not worried about me. I'm empowered to do it. And since then, there was a year I made up to about 5 million on just analytics. Just analytics. And it's a ghostwriting thing. I don't even know many of those people. So the major thing is that skill you must have. And to get those skills is not far-fetched. The time you spend on YouTube, probably watching Premier League or watching, what do you watch on YouTube now? Skits. All right? Because now, in the global world, attention is money. Are you following me now? Attention is what? That time of your attention is a revenue to some people. So they would rather strip themselves naked on social media to have your attention. They would rather do something crazy to have your attention, so that when you finish watching that, or even if you watch till half, you spend like 1 minute minimum, it has counted as revenue for them. But you don't know. You wasted your time, you wasted your data, and you don't even gain anything. Because if I should ask you now, that skit you watched 6 months ago, do you still remember? No way. But the skit maker has made money from your attention. So let's pay attention. All right? So, remote work isn't just a trend, it's a fundamental shift on how we approach our careers. It offers some parallel benefits, especially for young professionals looking to build career that aligns with their ambition. Okay? The framework for remote job revolves around 4 things. And I've actually summarized them in my conversation, but I will list them out now. Number 1 is global access to jobs. Global access to jobs. So that means that you are not restricted by your geographical location. You are not restricted by the color of your skin. You are not restricted by your height. You are not restricted by anything. Though you can be restricted by what you have upstairs, okay? But remote job opportunities gives you that chance to explore. Then we have flexible schedules. You can do your 9 to 5 and still do 11 p.m. to 3 a.m. Okay? Now, it is not everybody that does 9 to 5. Some people do 10 to 5 and they sleep the whole day. And you look at them and say, is this boy doing Yahoo? He's not doing Yahoo. He's working remotely. Why? Because of the time zone difference that allows him to work, let's say, between 10 p.m. and 5 a.m., about 7 hours. But you will go 8 a.m. and come back 5. Are you following now? So, flexible schedules. And there are some that will tell you we just need 4 hours a day. And that's all. Complete your tasks in 4 hours, then you can do other things. Then we have reduced commute and costs. Okay? Moving around, especially for people who are running after sustainability. How many of you understand all this sustainability, this green energy conservation and stuff like that? That said, okay, use less cars so that you can emit less CO2. Okay? Remote jobs actually subscribes to that, so to say, because you commute less and you spend less. Okay? And finally, it allows the framework revolves around skills development. Like I said, what you know how to do. Okay? Then, what are the areas of remote jobs that can be of interest? The number one is tech and IT. Tech and IT. And you could be a software developer or an engineer. You could be a website designer or developer like my friend there. You can be an IT support specialist. IT support specialist, you can be someone who troubleshoots. You know, you can remotely manage someone else's laptop. There is an application called TeamViewer. An application called TeamViewer. If I have a TeamViewer and you have a TeamViewer, I can start a session that you will connect with, and I will be able to control everything you have on your system. Okay? All the clickings, all the installation, all the troubleshooting, everything, I can run it on your system while I am here and you are somewhere, anywhere in the world. So you can be an IT specialist that provides such services. Then we have data entry and data analyst. Okay, you'll be given some data to work on to understand probably an organization wants to make a decision on a particular product, and they've done survey to understand customers' perception about the product. Then you are the ones to analyze those information to determine which of the product should go into the market first, and which of the products should be modified to suit customers, and a lot of things like that. Now, data analysis is very, very simple, though it can be complex sometimes, but when you understand the goal, it helps you. Okay, I've always used this example as something very simple for us to understand that there is so much we can pick from data analysis. Is that okay? Let's give an instance. Let's say name of a company. Let's say JJ Company now. Please write JJ Company. JJ Company, for instance, now. JJ and Co. or Company. 2023. Now, under 2023, put 50 million profit. 50 million profit. Now, 2024, put 70 million profit. Now, 2025, put 80 million profit. Now, question. Is JJ company doing well or not? He's doing well. Fantastic. Why is he doing well? There's increase in profit. Fantastic. Please give him a round of applause. You said he's not doing well. Why is he not doing well? Yes? That is the correct answer. Please give him a round of applause. Now, if you look at it, ordinarily, JJ Company is doing well, right? 50, 70, 80, right? That is increase, right? But if you look at the marginal profit is declining. Are you following now? Because the marginal profit between 2023 and 2024 is what? 20. But the marginal profit between 2024 and 2025 is what? 10. That means the marginal profit is dropping with like a 50% drop, right? And that is terrible. That is what data can show you. To tell you, data analytics can tell you a lot of things. So it's an interesting field if you want to take it up, because you will help people to see things beyond just figures. You help people draw out insights that could help them survive. Are you following? And that is for business. You can do analytics in academics, right? Probably people who are writing research and stuff like that, and they need to analyze the result of their surveys. So that is one side, and that is under IT and tech opportunities. Then we also have cybersecurity. Okay? With the proliferation of digital softwares and tools and technologies everywhere, there is a need to protect from either virus or people who want to infiltrate into your system. And that is where cybersecurity comes in. Okay? And believe me, you don't have to know computer science to learn cybersecurity. Are you following me now? I know someone who is a cybersecurity expert, but graduated as an anatomist. You know, the physiology and anatomy. You know where they work now. If you don't have courage, you can't work where they work. Okay, I have the opportunity of lecturing in Babcock for 4 years, and sometimes when I see my students who are from anatomy and physiology, I always love to sit them down and talk. What did you see today again? And they will tell you things, and you're like, man, your parents' ages combined, they've not seen what you have seen in 4 years in terms of human system. Okay? But now imagine someone who studied that, and today anatomy is not what is giving him money. It is cybersecurity. So it is, don't take all these IT skills as something too far away from you that you can't even touch. If you commit yourself to it today, one step at a time, I promise you, my kids are here. They started learning HTML and CSS. And I'm so surprised what they can do in terms of website design now, as young as they are. And in fact, it really encouraged me to start learning HTML, because sometimes what they do sometimes amazes me, and amazes me. So I want to be part of their development. So me too, I started learning HTML and CSS gradually so that we can always challenge ourselves. But what I do most times is to use AI to support me, because many of the things they can cram, I don't think there is space right now, because a lot of things are inside this place. And but at least they're encouraging me to also step up. And I promise you, because I know something about myself, anything I'm committed to learn, I learn it. And I will always be equally good as the person who taught me. Even the Bible says that we know more than our teachers now. Is that not in the scriptures? So that is the level you should be working. Anything you put your mind to learn, you can know better than who taught you. Not because of what you have the capacity to do only, but because there is a word that has been spoken over you ahead of you. So all you need to do, just take a step and move, and you see yourself doing very well. Like some of us who wants to japa, I'm not saying japa is a sin, and I'm not saying you shouldn't japa, but what I'm saying is that to avoid doing things that you naturally don't want to do if you're in Nigeria, like packing stuff and diaper business. IT skills can single you out. And I can promise you, if you know how to do it well, you won't have any problem thrive anywhere in the world. So another aspect of remote job categories is the marketing and communication. Marketing and communication. You can be a social media manager. You can be a content writer or creator. Like my sister here, I'm expecting you to start your YouTube channel on cooking and singing. There was this movie back in the days, Echoes of something something. One lady that sings that, she's a maid somewhere and she has about young kids and she taught them Doremi. I've forgotten the movie. But basically, what? Sound of Music, fantastic. Okay, that movie was sung all through. Even The Greatest Showman, music all through. So I think we should have cooking that has music all through. Okay? So we have a SEO specialist, that is search engine optimization specialist. That means you must be able to, like you're a digital marketer. Okay? I believe we all know what search engine optimization means. Okay? Probably, let me just explain a bit. When you're searching online for a particular thing, have you ever noticed that sometimes what you say on your phone, okay, probably what you discuss when your phone is on, you just open Facebook and you begin to see advertisements in that line. Probably you are talking, I want to buy high-end laptop, Core i7, HP, I want Dell. And after about 24 hours or 48 hours, begin to see adverts in that direction, right? Fantastic. Now, if you have been searching now, probably you have been using Google to search for different devices, for instance, probably phones and stuff like that. And after some time, you stop searching. You will notice that advertisements will start popping up around phones, around those devices, because you have something on the web called meta words. Now, these meta words are like keywords that people use when they are searching for things. Okay? And the way the digital technology works now, they can capture your voice, they can check your digital footprint. That is what you check on Facebook, what you check on Twitter, that is X now, what you check on Instagram, what you check on Google, to determine the kind of offers they will be giving you. Okay? So, what that does is that if you are selling phones, for instance, and you get someone who is a digital marketer or search engine optimizer or search engine manager, what it does is that they pay Google to make sure that your own company comes out first when you are searching for such products. If you are searching for things on Google, you see that some things are sponsored. So that means, and they put them first before other organizations, right? So the reason is that when you're searching for those things, the first point of call will be the organization that you have created a search engine optimization access for, probably through Google or through whatever search engine, to put them first. And most of us, we only check probably the first 3 or first 5 or first 10. Many of us don't even go to page 2. You know, when you're searching something on Google, you see sometimes page up to about 100. But for some of us, the moment we check the first 3, 10, we are done. We don't even check second page, third page. So if you are not optimizing your search engine, that means that you will be on probably page 20. Nobody will check. Nobody will patronize you. So we have people who are skilled in that. Okay? Search engine optimization, and that is what SEO means. So they help organizations to put them at the forefront and the face of the people. And the truth is that what you see regularly, some will later register in your subconscious. So that when you want to make a decision to buy that thing, what is registered in your subconscious becomes the first point of call. Right? So that is the way it works. So search engine optimization. We also have digital marketing assistant and copywriting. Somebody says she loves writing. You can be a copywriter and you make money from copywriting. Then we have creative designs like UI UX, that is user interface, user experience designer, video editor, illustrator, and a graphic designer. We have someone already, graphic designer. So we also have the final part. Like I said, there are 4 categories. The first one is tech and IT. The second is what? Marketing and communications. The third one is creative design. And the fourth one is customer service and admin. Customer service and admin. So you can be a virtual customer representative officer for organizations. You can be a virtual assistant, and that one is kind of common now. You can be a transcriptionist. A transcriptionist. I worked briefly for a particular organization called APPN. APN. And at some point, there's this China company that is Chinese as a government is penetrating into Africa like seriously. Now, apart from the fact that they are bringing investment in, they also want to absorb our culture. Now, unlike the British or the French that forces English speaking or French speaking on their colonies, what China is doing is they want to learn your own language and speak like you, so that it will be easy for you to accommodate them, and then they will be able to do their business. So if you want to speak in your own dialect, so that you can say, Madam, you're going alone, you understood what you're saying. Now, there's this China company that is asking people who are registered on that particular platform to do transcription for them. They will play the music, they will ask you to transcribe. They will play a voice. Where they get those voice notes, I can't say. Where they get those voice notes, I can't say. But these are Nigerians speaking. These are voice recordings from God knows where. And they will ask you to interpret, to first transcribe in Yoruba and then interpret in English. So for each transcription and interpretation you do, you get an average of $0.25. So some is 0.08, some is 0. So it depends. So the more you do, the more money you make. Okay? So we have opportunities around that aspect too. Transcription and interpretation. We have online tutor. That's also an opportunity. We have HR assistant. Okay, if you're an human resource person, okay, there are opportunities. I have friends who are managing the payroll of some organizations that are not in Nigeria, in Germany. And he is based here in Lagos or in Nigeria. Then you can also be a project manager. So now let's talk about the top remote job platforms and their opportunities. Number one, for general remote jobs, okay, we have Flex Job, FLEXJOBS, okay, Flex Jobs. So the reason why I'm calling those things out is when after this program, you can go home, check them out, register on them, okay? Make sure your profile speaks about what you can do, okay? Then from there, you begin to get opportunities, and you can identify the one that you know you can deliver on, and you bid for it. We also have remotejob.co. Remote.co. Okay? Remote.co. Okay? That one offers customer service, graphic design, marketing, and such. Then we also have, for people who are in tech, we work remotely. We work remotely. Okay? That is for people who are into UI, UX design. UI means user interface. UX means user experience, you know. Then we also have Stack Overflow jobs. Stack Overflow jobs. So you can check that as well. Then we have other freelance and contract sites. Okay, for people who are into project management, writing, content development, you know, copywriting, and so on. So under that we have Upwork. Upwork. Okay, I'm on Upwork anyway. Upwork. We have Appen. I'm also on Appen, so I'm not so active anymore on Appen. Then we have Fiverr. Fiverr. We have Fiverr. When you're registering, make sure you build a strong portfolio that will give you good credit and good reference. Good referral. Then we have TopTal. 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 Okay. You can check out TopTal. 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 Now, beyond all of this, if you know somebody that is doing remote work, you're between your friends and family, you can always connect because that one is faster. Okay? If you know somebody who's doing it, connect. Okay? You may trouble them and say, okay, I will let you discuss later. Keep troubling them. Okay? And when opportunity comes, you'll be the first on their mind. Like I've always said, people will come and say, oh, please, I need a job, blah, blah, blah. I say, okay, there's no job right now, but send me your CV. Some people will send me their CV, and they will not come back again. While some people will send me their CV, and you will see on Sunday, happy Sunday, sir. How's your family, sir? Thank you, fine. On Monday, have a blessed week. May this week be highly productive for you. In Jesus' name, amen. If there are opportunities for jobs, who will I remember first? The one that what? Exactly. That's how it works. So, if you know somebody who is doing an online or remote job, okay, be friends with them and ask questions. Is that okay? So, that can help you even faster than the online stuff, okay? Because sometimes the person might actually start with the fact that probably he has a lot of work to do and he can't finish it, okay, within the stipulated time. Then he will train you on how to do it, give you part of the stuff to do. You do it. If you do it well, then you will have less to do. This is where I do it. I will tell people, if I give you some part of my job to do, if you do it in such a way that I will have nothing to correct, probably I will say, I will give you 100,000. But if I have a lot of things to correct, then your money will reduce. So the idea is that you give me a quality job that will not stress me, that will not take my time when I'm submitting to my clients. All right? So, I believe we are learning something, right? So, what are the qualifications to work remotely? Uh, there are several things that you just need to have. Number one is the self-discipline. Self-discipline and motivation. Self-discipline and motivation. If you're working remotely, there are tendencies that you'll be distracted. And that is one thing offices try to contain for physical or in-person engagement. So there are tendencies that you will be distracted. So as much as possible, you must maintain focus and ensure that you are disciplined. Then you must grow your communication skills. Grow your communication skills. Now, some of you send chats to people and you see errors. And sometimes you just ignore the error and say the person will understand. There are some people that they get pissed off by errors, whether grammatical error or semantics error. How many of you is like that here? That when you see an error, you just say, and you will think that, maybe it's just a simple mistake. All right? That simple mistake can piss some people off. Okay? So sometimes I send a chat, I read again. If I see any error, I delete it. I resend the correct one. Because the idea is that if you see it and correct it, that shows that you pay attention to quality, right? That is, you also have the interest of the person reading it at heart. You know, some people, when you read their article, it can give you depression. I'm telling you, when you read the article, for some of us, probably who have graduated university and you're writing your final year project, your supervisors go through a lot of emotional stress reading some people's article, some people's project. They go through emotional trauma because you see, every line is filled with one error or the other. And there are some of us, what we want to write, we've written it in our mind. But when we are typing it out, you are omitting I, S, or to. But in your mind, you've typed it. And when you are reading it, you are reading what you have typed in your mind in the sentence until somebody else read it and say, there's an error here. I say there's no error. Until the person now points it out to you. I was like, you're reading it, but. So that is where the work of a proofreader comes in, which is also an opportunity online, a proofreader. So, I've mentioned self-discipline, strong communication skills, and tech proficiency. You must be able to work with several technological tools. Okay? Apart from the basic tools, okay, like your Stack, your Google Workspace, your Zoom, and all these softwares, you must be able to manage them because they use these softwares, okay, to communicate tasks that you're supposed to do, and they monitor your completion. And it also gives you an opportunity to collaborate with other remote guys like you working together on a particular project. You must be able to solve problems. You must have problem solving skills. Okay, you must be able to work independently and you must show resourcefulness when you're solving a problem. Adaptability, that's another skill you need to have. Okay, because most of the places you'll be working with, they are not in the same geographical location as you are. So you don't sleep when you're supposed to have a meeting. Then finally, the certifications. For most of the remote jobs, your degree qualification is not always a requirement. Most times are not always requirement. Okay? Your skills, your know-how matters more than your degree in a remote job. And there are some international organizations that give certain certifications. Now, there's a difference between certificate of completion and certification. Okay, you can do project management and they give you certificate of completion. That one is just for your decoration at home. Take that anywhere, nobody will listen to. Okay, so they might see it as they might perceive you as a person who enjoys personal development. Yes, that could be a point. Okay? But they can't base your recommendation for a job based on certificate of completion. So you have to get certified. All right? You have to get certified. Now, if you are into cyber security, for instance, now, you might want to do a certification from Fortinet in UK. I think the last time I checked, that is the 500 pounds or something. That's about ₦1 million. Yes, and some change. Okay, there are certifications. Okay, Microsoft Power BI certification. These are the things that they want to see because certification speaks to the skills. Okay, rather than certificate of completion that just shows that you have completed a particular training. Certification shows that you have proven your skills and you have been considered a professional, okay, in a particular field. That's why they call it certification. While some certifications last forever, some you have to renew them after about a year or two to show that you are relevant and to show that you are developing yourself. Is that okay? So, for remote jobs, your degree is not always required. Don't get me wrong, degree is good though, but for this kind of work, it is what you can do that matters and not the degree you are carrying. So, we're rounding up gradually. So, when you begin your application for remote job, there are some things you have to put into consideration. And one of the things you must put into consideration is your portfolio optimization. Your portfolio optimization or your resume optimization. Your resume must show that you have the capacity to do remote jobs. Okay? Your resume must show that. Now, how will your resume show that? Two ways. Number one, your portfolio and your experience. Now, your portfolio means if you have designed websites and several softwares before, you have a portfolio like a folder on your Google Drive that has evidence of those works. Probably the link to the website, whether something that people can click and will take them to that thing that you have designed. Okay? So you copy the Google address, the Google folder address on your Google Drive and input it on your resume under portfolio. Okay? Input it under, in your resume, under portfolio, you put that line. Probably you design website for a shopping mall, for instance. Okay? So you can say design website for JJC company shopping mall in Ibadan. You put the link. Design this, that. So when they check out those things and see your footprint, they say, okay, this guy has demonstrated capacity, let's use him. But if you have the whole idea and you have done so much in the website development, for instance, and you don't put it as your portfolio, you are just good in your mind, you're not selling. So basically, you must demonstrate in your resume that you are ready for a remote job. Then your cover letter too must demonstrate the same. And finally, your virtual interview prep. I don't know if any of us have actually done any interview virtually, probably for an online job. I have done few, and your preparation must be top notch. No matter how beautiful that corner of your house is, if there is no network there, please don't use it. Seriously. I have had a situation where I have to request for a reschedule because the internet was just crazy that day. And this is not the work of the devil. It is because I didn't plan it very well. Because before that day, I should have probably test. And sometimes, we are in Nigeria, anything can happen to the internet. I got a flash message yesterday from MTN that there was a fiber issue around Adamawa, and also that's the reason why no network for about 2 days or something. That was day before yesterday or yesterday. And today now I got another flash message that it has been restored and stuff like that. If your interview is between those 2 days, switch to Glow or switch to Airtel. And don't hope that they will have fixed it before your interview date. Okay? So just make sure you are prepared. And your interview, don't say because it is an online interview, you just dress like somebody that just woke up. Okay? Dress as if you are having a physical interview. Okay? Dress very well. Because Oyibo, so to say, they like for you to impress them. Okay? I will give you an instance. If you check out how they interview players after match, probably this guy did so well, probably they were losing 2-0, and this guy was the one who scored the final goal that made them win 3-2 eventually, like a comeback win. And if an Oyibo man wants to, or woman wants to interview you, they will tell you everything. That we saw your struggle, we saw how you how you strive to ensure that goal went in, and it even reflected in your celebration and stuff like that. Now, can you take us through how it happened? You just told me what has happened. You just told me what I did. Now, you now take us, the next thing, please just take us through. So the reason why they are doing that is that they have given you their expectation or their perception of what happened. Now, confirm or refute it with your own explanation. So that it will just come from the horse's mouth and say, okay, yes, I was correct. That's what they wanted. No. Or, okay, probably I didn't capture the whole moment. Now you're giving me extra information that can help me capture the whole moment. So when you're doing your interview, okay, you don't do yes or no answer. Are you following me now? If they tell you, in your resume we see that you have built so number of websites, and which one do you think gave you the hardest or the most challenging situation among all these 5 sites that you have developed so far? I say, number 4. And you stop. So what they expect you to say is, every task, every project comes with its own unique challenge. However, because of the nature of this JJC company, because it's a chain of businesses connected in about 35 states in Nigeria and a few countries in West Africa, it took me more time, took it this, that. So I just want you to share that story on how you get to that point. Now, where you get to is not the goal of their interview. It is the developmental experience and exposure that you have in the process, because that is where skills are built and not just the end result. So you must take it very seriously. Because they are not with you physically, that does not mean they are not sizing you up psychologically. Prepare for your interview, because after now you'll be getting interviews and you'll be getting opportunities. Please don't sleep on it. Don't mess up your interview and come back to be doing vigil and praying and say, God, you can turn around. That one don't go. So what are the challenges that you need to overcome when you want to engage in a remote job? I believe we are learning something. I didn't hear you. The first one is isolation and lack of social interaction. Basically, I think we've mentioned that. Because most times when people are working, you are sleeping, and when you are working, others are sleeping. So, but the bottom line is that you have a job that you're doing, and you're doing it at your own pace. Though you have your deadline, you're doing it at your own pace, and most importantly, because of the exchange rate now, you are getting paid better than probably just work for 1 week, and you have gotten the salary of somebody that is working for 1 week. So So that's one major thing that gives. So another challenge is distraction at home, and that we have discussed. Another one is connection issues. I think we've mentioned that. Then we also have career progression concerns. Okay, career progression concerns. Now, if you're working in an establishment, for instance, you know that probably if you work for so number of years, you should have the opportunity to probably be promoted as a manager or stuff like that. Okay. For online jobs, there are growth opportunities. Okay, and how do you explore these growth opportunities? Now, many times, as an online, let's say remote job person, you have a manager that you report to. Okay, you have a manager that you report to. To accelerate your growth, you must be able to create, number one, good rapport with that manager. Number two, you let the manager know your new addition in terms of skills. Okay, if you have an improved portfolio, if you have achieved something outside what do we call the job you're doing, you let them know. Do you even know that sometimes there's something we call social credit score? Social credit score. If you're working with an organization and you are also volunteering free for a community development something, okay, it's called social credit score. The organization can also report part of what you're doing as a community support as part of their CSR. So you are adding value to that business by your volunteer activity. So whether it is volunteer, whether it's paid work, please update your portfolio regularly with those things. Because from there they'll begin to see, oh, you can manage people, you can deal with different situations, you can manage circumstances, you can get results. When they see that you can manage people and circumstances effectively to get the kind of result they wanted, there won't be any challenge putting you on the next pedestal when you're working with a remote company. But majorly, your skills. You don't say, oh, because this is the only thing I do, and you just restrict yourself to it. If you restrict yourself to data collection only, the gain you will have over time is data collection. And I don't know if you're like me, if I run things for a year, I'm tired. I want to do something better. Okay? So if you move from data collection, you move to data analyst, right? So from data analyst, then you become a team leader of analysts, right? From there, you become probably head of the unit. Then so on and so forth. Then you can be the chief data analyst of that company. Then that's the biggest. And from there, probably you can be the CEO in the future. Anything can happen. But majorly, you must show certain level of progression, and you must communicate it with your superior, so that when opportunity comes, they won't have to look outside for someone who has what you have. They will only just scale you to the next level. Is that okay? Now, before I finish, I ask you a question. What can you do? So, throughout this session, how many of you are now able to pinpoint a few other things that can be useful in remote jobs? If you have something else you can add to, you've written how many before? How many did you write before? As for the things you can do. 6. What's the first thing? Please, I can't see our voice. Teach online. So what subject? Science. Biology, physics. Okay. Because after this class, I'm going to share certain information with my barista friend here. Okay? And I believe all of us are in a particular group. So there are some information that will be coming to us. Please, let's take advantage of it. Okay? Because going forward, there are opportunities everywhere. Okay? Don't let anybody tell you that there's no money in Nigeria. Don't let anybody tell you, oh, the world is going somewhere you don't know. There are opportunities and there are monies in this world. But it is The skills that you have that will command those monies, right? Aha. So, my sister, I'm listening to you. So let's go back to the skills now. Now that we understand how remote job works, now let's go back to skills so that we can connect. Yes?
I can teach.
Teaching?
Yes. Teaching a little bit of computer literacy.
A little bit of.
Like
what kind
use
of computer?
Microsoft Word and Excel.
Okay. And what can you do with Microsoft Word? What can you do with, because if it is just typing, we have gone past that one. Like, about 20 years ago, on people's CV, they will say they are tech enthusiasts. That they say, is it computer literacy? Yes. Y2K compliant. Computer literacy. If you put that now, nobody knows what that means anymore. So, if it is just typing, that's just basic. Now, they don't call Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint. They call them office productivity tools now. So, you get the right language now, okay? So, you use the right language when you are engaging, okay? If you say, I'm good at Excel, well, they don't look at you as, this thing is basic. But when you talk about, I can handle office productivity tools, I can use Google Workspace, I can use cloud, I can use this, they begin to see you in another, and what they are asking is what you can do. But because you don't use the language, they say, no, you can't do it. Okay, go ahead.
Can I start all over?
Okay, start all over again.
Yes, teaching.
Teaching.
Google, office productivity.
Tools, yes.
Fashionpreneur.
What is fashionpreneur?
Fashion inclined.
It's a broad spectrum. So what aspect of fashion?
Okay, fashion design.
If it is designing, you just design and sell design. You have a signature design that, okay, people know that when they see this design, it's yours.
No. For now, no.
For now, no. Is that in the plan for the future? Or if you say, okay, you want to do design now, do you plan to do exhibition? Probably you sew 50 clothes now, and we'll call a gathering like this, and you get some members of the church to wear it, and they do runway for you. Exposition. Do you intend to do that?
Yes,
that's fashionpreneur. Because when I hear fashionpreneur, it's cut across a lot of things. Fashionpreneur could be buying and selling. And there is something I love most in this world. I love buying and selling. Because buying and selling is very easy. Identify area of deficit, identify area of surplus, and create an handshake. Then get your brokerage in between. As a trader, you can make more money than somebody produces. Are you following? You think it's not possible? These TikTok guys, Kimberly or what it was, this Senegalese Italian guy, makes more money than the MD CEO. So, you can make money if you're a good, intermediary. Okay? Fashionpreneur.
Yes. I don't know the category to put it.
Just say it.
Okay,
no,
leadership.
Because the reason
leadership.
why, now the reason I'm saying all of this is that when we go back home, okay, we will have to rethink what we have been doing and see if it is relevant to where we really wanted to go, so that we can begin to adjust our plans and align them to what we see ourselves. And if there are any skills that we need to learn now, we can begin to activate that process, so that you won't just get to your 40s and your 50s and realize that you should have done things differently. That's in the pain, seriously. Okay? Leadership.
Yes, leadership.
What do you mean by leadership?
Under which we have like people management.
People management, fantastic. People management. Oh, fantastic. You can lead a team,
yes.
Succeed in a project, right?
Yes.
Do you have an example?
Yes. a volunteer in an EcoSmart club, which is under the SDG goals of climate sustainability.
What did you do?
I'm a project manager there.
So
And- okay, so we go to schools to inform them about the climate change and how it can also be part of the curriculum to the students in any of the career that they decide to choose. As a lawyer, you can also be a climate
change
inclined.
advocate?
Yes.
Well, fantastic. I'm happy to hear that. But basically, I was even thinking that you are creating a solution around the.
Yes, we teach them how to recycle. There's recycling and upcycling. So recycling in you have your plastic and then it's recycled. While upcycling is you use the plastic to make maybe an Ottoman chair or something.
Okay, so that is 3 hours. Reuse, recycle, and what?
Sir? Upcycling.
Oh.
Yes, I said.
So basically, there are opportunities. Now, which of these know-how that you have, do you think can be relevant for remote job? Because that is the objective of this training today now, okay? So let's start with that.
Okay, two things. The
One.
teaching,
Teaching online,
yes, and also a customer service or customer assistance.
customer assistant. Okay. So teaching online and probably virtual assistant or customer service, fantastic. So these are the kind of opportunity. Now, because I'm having this conversation now, I'm collecting data, right? To know the kind of things that might interest you. That after this meeting, I'll begin to share them so that you too can take advantage of those opportunities. And if you want to search on your own too, beautiful, but you are clear on the direction you want to go, so that you won't get the opportunity, you won't stand in the face of someone who wants to interview you for a role, and you don't want to get to the point where an opportunity stares you in the face and you don't live up to it. That can be very painful. All right, so 2 areas: training online, okay, and the second one is what? Customer virtual assistant. So which you can do, probably you do 9 to 5, then you can do this one probably another 4 hours or 5 hours, and they pay you probably $10 per hour. 10 times 5, that's $50. $50 is about 100,000 plus now. Is that correct? It's about 70 something thousand. Okay, fantastic. It's about 70 something thousand. If you get that in 3 days, that's 150 plus 75. That's about 205, if I'm correct. I don't know. Huh? 2 to 5, 2 to 5,000 in a week. It's not bad, Abi. Right? What? 900 in a month. Even bank managers sometimes don't get up to that. So fantastic. So what skills again? Hello? Yeah. So let's go back to the beginning, so that we can just connect all the dots now. Then we go. So list how many skills did you write? Things you can do.
I can do. I think the basic.
Don't think what you can do.
No,
like the
no.
things you know.
It has level to some extent. There is a way
Okay,
you know how to do something perfect.
Something that when they wake you up in the morning, like, do this, you know you can do it without doubt.
Without doubt.
Yes.
Okay, I'm into building, so I think I can do that. I know I can do that.
Manage building.
I can manage projects.
Build gongon.
And I can build gogon.
Okay.
I can build from scratch, there, from ground floor, from a land, from foundation to setting of the blocks to plastering to decking and the likes. I can do that. Perfect.
Okay, great. One.
I can assure that. And I can a bit of design to some extent, a little bit, not like in full. I can design a plan.
Okay, that means architectural design.
Yes, to some
Can
extent.
you use 3D? Can you?
No. That's why I'm saying like
Okay.
to some extent.
Uh-huh.
So I can do that.
now, for the kind of remote jobs that we are now talking about, which of these two skills do you think you can easily scale into a remote job?
I think I can actually let people know how their project is going, teach them, let people know when they give their project to the wrong contractor.
Okay, that means that you can train on civil engineering
Yes.
technically, building technology.
Yes.
You can train on building technology. And if you scale your skills around 3D designs, you can actually work as a remote architecture or building technology consultant.
Exactly.
So
Yes.
you now see the gap now, and there are resources online that you can use and softwares
Definitely.
that you can use, because now if you want to present your portfolio to your customers as a building guy, many of them want to see virtual reality of the project.
Of what you've done.
Like, you will enter, you will open doors, you will see everything.
Yes.
That is the level now.
3D
So
design.
if you need to scale to that level, because that is the level that will give you the kind of remote opportunity and the kind of process that you will want for this kind of ability to have. And there are resources everywhere that you can take advantage of. Please give him a round of applause. Well done, my brother. You guys are making money in building this, the contractor. Big money. Big money. Well done. There's no big money. You say there's no big money. Out of the connection. Barista will reach out to you. All right. You want us to hear from you? No, don't look back. Yes. After that, I will take one more lady, then we close for today.
Okay, presently, good afternoon, everyone. Okay, the things I can do if they wake me up, one is waste management. Let me say waste haulage,
Okay.
the collection and the rest of them. Then the
Okay.
second one is teaching. I can
Okay.
do that one even, I can teach you chemistry even if you don't have any idea about it from the beginning.
Great.
And
Great.
from the beginning to the end. Then what else? I can talk. Also, the project.
If you can teach, you can talk now.
Oh, the other thing about reading too, at least training. Training on, I'm learning more about the recycling aspect of waste, like what my sister was trying to say. To know more about it, how to convert some things with my knowledge of chemistry.
Yes.
I'm working on that.
That's great. That's great. I'm happy to hear that. Online training, online tutoring, that could be something that might be of interest as well, aside this stuff.
Yes.
Because with your knowledge on, I have a team of university students from Joseph Sawantaka University that, if you have been to Makodi before, Makodi is the food basket of Nigeria. And there's so much waste. Fruit waste, food waste in Makodi. Now, you can sit down. I want to get to somewhere. When you say using your knowledge in chemistry to create something out of waste. Now, and per capita, in terms of plastic waste disposal, Makodi or less Benue State is number one in Nigeria. So per capita waste disposal in terms of plastic material. So now they have two problems. One is food waste. Second one is pollution from plastic materials. So what this team came up with is a solution from the waste from starch. They created, for all these nylons, this plastic, these single-use plastic materials that we use, they are from petroleum resins. Now, they now use the process. You're a chemistry professor. They call it decantation process, where they can extract certain materials from starch to create bioresin. So with that bioresin, they can create single-use plastic, so-called now, alternative to single-use plastic material, and it's working. Now, without bioresin, instead of plastics that will not decay forever, that is not biodegradable, this one is biodegradable, and within 2 years, it will decay, unlike plastics. So you are in the right direction, my brother. Just do more of your research. And also, there are opportunities in the, probably I'll still share one with you that will still come up probably, when is summer, sir? Summer is next year, April, right? Okay, next year, July, okay. Yeah, there will be another one probably, which season comes after winter? Is it autumn or what? Spring, okay. There's going to be another spring application for this particular climate, one thing. So you can also apply. It's a fellowship program that will take you to US for about 6 months or so. You'll be trained based on, at least they will train you such that you'll be able to scale this your solution and come back with grants to set up that business in Nigeria. Okay? So there are opportunities in that direction too. Please just keep it up, and we'll be sharing more of that as time goes on. Who else have not spoken here? Let me come to this side. You want to speak? Okay, 1 minute. Let me come to this side. What's happened? You have spoken, and I want you to speak. Were you with us from the beginning of this training? All right, fine. Tell us 3 things that you know you can do.
I can bake.
What?
I can bake.
Baking, yes.
I play with Canva. I create designs on it.
Oh, you can design using Canva? Fantastic.
And I help my friends.
Rate yourself over 10 on Canva.
3.
3. Okay. It's better than 0.
I help my friends to build a business page on Instagram. I have engagements on it.
You help your friend
to build a business page on Instagram.
Oh.
Yes.
You do digital marketing or social media marketing? Management. That one is bigger than marketing, right?
Yes.
So you own the password to your friends' handles, and you determine what goes out.
Yes, sir.
And you determine how you relate with prospects, and
yes.
So how much have you made? Give me an idea.
How much have I?
Have I made so far from that business? Just
have
give
I
me
gotten from the business?
Yes.
I think I've gotten like 50,000.
50,000.
Yes.
For how long?
Just a friend. For 3 months.
For 3 months?
Yes.
Okay. Keep working, keep scaling now. At least you started with 50,000. Only God knows when it's going to go to $50,000. Please, any question before? Yes.
Okay. So I took up a part in data analyst.
Okay.
And I've started learning. But then my question is, when they start giving you data to analyze,
yes,
will they give you the question? Will they ask you that just analyze data for us, or they will ask you on what they will tell you what to analyze? Like, is it the data duplicating, data cleaning, or are they the one that is going to tell you, okay, this is what we want you to do for us?
Okay. Yes, there's going to be a brief. Okay? There's going to be a brief on what is expected. Okay? And they give you the raw data. So it is your responsibility to clean the data. So when you clean the data, then you now analyze. Then based on your analysis and the objective, okay, for instance, I did a research. So I did an analysis on this B2C online businesses in Nigeria, all this Jumia and Co. And I was trying to determine the quotient of what user perceives as service quality. You know, you want to know if people are truly getting the value from interacting with these organizations online. Okay, if you have ever make any order from Jumia, from Konga, from all those things, how is your experience like? Okay, what are those things that makes people go back to them the second time? Now, initially I thought it was trust before my data analysis. But after my data analysis, I realized that it wasn't trust that has the highest quotient. It was the quality of information on the website that makes people come back another time. Now realize that it is not about the quality of the goods that are being sold online that matters to people, but the quality of information, the picture representation, and everything. It is what attracts people, not the fact that they trust Hunger or they trust Jumia. Temu is happening to people everywhere now because what they saw sometimes is not what they get. He said at all. Has it happened to you before? Okay, sorry. So, the question is not whether you trust Temu or not, but because of the picture of what and the information that attracted you, attracted you to make a decision for Temu, right? And not even trust. So we've gone beyond, I want to set up an account with OPay. They ask for your BVN, you give to them. They ask for your this, you give to them. They ask for your picture. They ask you to smile. You take pictures, you smile and everything. You don't even care about the data you are giving to them. But what you care about is what you see. And that is what they say. They make sure that the information on their website, the pictures, the 3D image that they put for you, you feel like you don't even touch it from your screen. And when you receive it, then you know the difference between what I ordered versus what I get. So, but basically, I initially thought it was trust before the research or before the analysis. But after the analysis, I realized that trust is there, but it doesn't have the highest quotient in terms of what customer use to determine their interaction. It is the quality of information. You can have the best product, but if customers does not perceive it, if customer does not perceive the information as quality enough for them to make decision, they won't buy it. And you can see a bad product, in quotes, that is presented in such a way that, when Yoruba says, Arimale law, I will pada say, you make your decision. You don't even know whether, until you touch it, then you begin to say, no, come on now. But this is not what I saw online. But the exchange has been done already. And the next thing is that you go again to online and say, probably I missed out certain information. And most likely, you missed out certain information when you are making the order. Because some of us, we don't even know the difference between inches and meters. You get, if something is 12 inches, you just say 12 inches. 12 inches is good. But when you now come and see 12 inches too long, I say, no, I thought 12 inches is not, because you don't know the difference. So, but this information are available online so that you can make a decision based on those information. So we found out that it wasn't trust that was the problem. Like, to answer your question, so there are cases that they have data for. So it is your responsibility to clean the data and determine if the attainment of that objective that has been set in the brief that you're given. Is that okay? So nobody just throw data at you and say, do whatever you like with it. No, it doesn't work like that. They give you a case, probably the name of the company, or sometimes they hide the name of the company because there's always NDA. You sign an NDA, the non-disclosure agreement. So sometimes they don't tell you the name of the company, but they give you the case or the scenario and the data along with it for you to work. And they give you the number of days or number of weeks that you work. And sometimes your manager will also work with you to know what's up. If you have any challenge, they can support you to deliver. Another question? Yes. Question? Okay.
So you were asking about what we could do.
Okay, fine.
Okay, so now I actually, since when I was in SS3, the first time, so there was someone who started a crocheting business, a knitting and crocheting business.
Okay.
So then she actually just collects knitting wools and stuffs from people, and she just does it to them for free.
Okay.
And I actually talked to her about some business ideas, and I helped her open an Instagram account and also a Twitter account.
Then she started posting her business there, and now she's already making like maybe 100,000 or 200, close to 300,000 per month, and she just left secondary school. So what I can do, I can actually pitch business ideas to people. Even though I don't actually know about your business, when I read up on it, I can actually give you business ideas.
Okay.
Okay. Secondly, I'm learning network marketing.
Okay.
So now I don't know much about it, but I've been in it for like 2 months now. So now I know how to like talk to you and convince you based on my products. If you are losing interest in it, I can convince you that okay, this product is because maybe you are not using it the appropriate way, or you don't actually see the value in it. I can make you see the value that I see in it, that I want you to purchase it. Why I want you to purchase it, I can change your perspective towards seeing something.
That's great. Give me 1 minute, please. I want to this that you just mentioned. There's a particular company. I'm coming. I just want to check my LinkedIn. There's a particular company called Volley, Volley. You can check them out because what you're doing is more or less like business development representative. Okay, you can check out Volley because they will even give you tools. They will give you access to a lot of organizations globally that you can mail. The sample mail you can use and tailor to different organizations. You have every resource you need, okay, to interact with any organization and help them build their business. Okay, you have Volley, you have Clay, CLAY. Check out Clay, and you can also check out Growth Today. Growth Today. You can also check them out. So check out those 3 organizations. They align with the kind of things you just discussed now. It's an online job. All you need is your brain, which you have already, your desire to develop, which you have already, and your system. Okay? Good internet. I can assure you, if you continue like this and you hit an opportunity with them, you can go to school and just tell your parents that, man, you guys should use the money and take care of yourself. Let me enjoy.
I also have a Canva account. I have a Fiverr account.
Okay, great.
I can also work on Canva to.
Have you gotten any job from Fiverr?
Yeah, I've actually gotten a job that paid me through Fiverr.
Okay, not that.
Not
from another
Fiverr.
source. Okay.
Yeah, but paid me through Fiverr.
Okay.
So from there, I actually also have a Canva account. I can also work on Canva.
Design.
I can also design. I have some of my designs.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Great.
So at least I can work on Canva. At least I can rate myself for a 6, 7 over 10.
Brilliant.
So,
brilliant.
And also
Canva 3 over 10. Where are you? Please, do you know him? You guys have known each other now. When next I come, your Canva must have scaled to 6. Okay, because this guy's already at 6. So when I come back, this guy will be like 9, 10, and you would have been around 6 minimum, right? Do you know his name? Have you ever seen him before? So he has been here all. See, that's the reason why I say you should share what you can do. Okay? So that you can build connection. All right? So please, you guys should talk to yourselves at the end of this service. At the end of this workshop. All right. So I'm rounding up. Yes. So I say Volley, right?
Yes.
Clay and what?
Growth.
Growth Today. Please check those 3 organizations. Okay. They always recruit, and with your capabilities, I'm very sure you'll get one out of the 3. I'm very sure. Especially Volley. Minimum. Yes. Yes.
Sir, I want to talk about what I can do.
What fine. People can talk about what they can do now. When we started, nobody was willing to talk. Now that I'm rounding up that mic, notes to go away. Now you are now telling me what you can do. Okay, now I'm happy that you can connect. Shoot.
So actually, I'm a freelancer. So
What kind of freelancer?
I build e-commerce brands.
Oh, fantastic.
For dropshipping brand and D2C brands.
B2C.
Yes, I build online stores for them. I build online stores, online websites like Jumia for dropshipping brands and D2C brands online. And I work on Fiverr and work on Upwork as well.
Upwork. You work on Upwork. You work on Fiverr. Aha, like it was part of those guys that I mentioned. So.
Yes, I can show you a sample. I can show you a sample of
So
website.
he has a contract for you. So say what you know how to do. When you keep quiet, okay. Thank you very much. So you're already using Fiverr. You're already using this, okay? How good is the experience on Fiverr and Upwork? I mean the frequency of job versus your own personal time.
Well, I can say maybe 7/10. Sha. 7/10.
Okay. So you don't do any other work other than Fiverr and you finish school or you're still in school?
I finished school.
You finished school. Which course did you do?
Huh?
Which course?
I'm about to run my degree.
Degree, okay, fantastic. So you see that? So basically, going into his degree now is going with a mindset that, well, I can take care of myself. And before you know it, he will now register a company and he will have friends, probably will start from his friends, employing his friends. So he will get a job. If it is a design or whatever, he will now assign it, he will pay them. So he's saving his own time, paying those guys, and getting the large chunk. You get now? Probably he gets, let's say $10,000 for instance, a contract. He said, okay, you guys work with me, I will give you, all of you will get $500 each. 4 of them. And they are so happy, right? So he gives them $2,000. He gives 8,000. All he does is that just listening to this size, and everybody is happy, right? So they too will grow with time. But he has paid his dues. Now he's drinking his juice, right? So that's the way it works. So well done. So my question now is that how do you intend to scale your Upwork and Fiverr? Because it's very important to scale.
Yes, that's the important question. That's an important question. I've been trying to scale up my Fiverr. Though Fiverr is not stable because because they are Nigerians.
And most importantly, AI has crashed the market for a lot of that organization. Especially, there's an organization called CHEGG, CHEGG. Okay, for people abroad schooling, they want to write assignments. They want to write. No, some of them. They give you exam. They ask you to submit your exam in 48 hours. I don't think they can try that in this country. Well, MIVA is trying that now. MIVA, you know MIVA University? You should be seeing advertising on MIVA University now. MIVA is doing that now. It's doing virtual class and everything. MIVA, yes. You can write exams for 1 week. They will give you an exam. You will return it in 1 week. So in some schools in UK, your exam is 48 hours. They will give you a question, go and solve it, then bring it back. So what they do is that they go to sites like Chegg, and they put it, they will see the solution, but you will just like half of the solution, they ask you to pay so that you can download the solution. But now, AI crashed that market for like 60 to 80%. Because people don't even go there again. People just put stuff on AI. Now, school now said, okay, using AI to answer questions is malpractice. So, Turnitin, there's a particular application called Turnitin. Turnitin is used to identify plagiarism, right? But Turnitin cannot identify AI. So initially, but now they've incorporated AI dictation into Turnitin. So if you use AI and you don't do necessary adjustment and just do copy and paste, and it is flagged, you will repeat that course. Or they invite you for misconduct committee, blah, 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 like that. So now Checks is now going back up gradually. You get? So That is how it works. AI crashed the market. University system came up and said, no way, we don't want AI. It's making people to be lazy, blah, blah, blah. Okay, they put AI detector, people now go back to checks. People who are lazy or do not have time, probably they went to overseas to hustle, not for schooling, but they use school as a channel, to move abroad. So they don't have time, so they can take advantage of that. So I'm listening. How do you intend to scale? Because now a lot of things are causing instability. AI is there now, and a lot of other things. Yes.
Currently, my goal is to learn more about my skills, then showcase this to people on Upwork. Because on Upwork, I just started Upwork recently, so I bought a course on Upwork. So just to leverage my skills and build sustainability. So that's what I'm currently doing right now. But on Fiverr is not stable, and I've lost a lot of accounts on Fiverr because Nigeria, the mentality is that Nigeria are full of scammers, so that's their mentality. So they used to ban us on Fiverr.
All right. Thank you for that, Aesop. But basically, they might say, they might perceive Nigerians as probably fraudster because most times there is no direct payment system, okay, for Nigerians. Now, if you want to pay for certain things, they don't accept Nigeria's card for transaction, or your MasterCard, Verve card. They don't accept it for international transaction. So what you do basically, there are now there are apps now that you can register on, that you can also have virtual MasterCard, and they can pay you in dollars, in pounds, and everything. And you can also convert the money right on your app and send it to your Naira account, right? So probably you should do more of that, so that when they see that the account you're presenting is not a Nigerian-based account. You said? Nationality. Well, no, that's why I say that the first thing, okay, is about the skill, not the nationality. Now, when it comes to payment, that is where issue comes in. You can be a Nigerian based in US now. And would that stop them from paying you? They will pay. But when the money is coming straight to Nigeria, that's where the problem is. So there are apps now that solves that problem. Okay? They pay you in their currency or whatever, then you can also, and how long will you keep using VPN? You get what I'm saying? So sometimes you even forget to put on your VPN, and you see Nigeria IP address and it becomes a problem. So, but what I'm saying is that you have a fantastic skills. You have started something, right? Now look at Ibadan. There are things that can connect, especially there was an idea that I have at some point where we can connect all the small scale businesses in Ibadan on the same platform, connect them with microfinance banks, connect them with all those things, such that small scale businesses can access funds, short term, run their business, return. Because I was pitching that to one microfinance bank one time like that. I look at some markets, all these. There's a market, Scout Camp. Is Scout Camp? There's a market around Scout Camp beside Genesis Event Center or something like that. There's a market. I look around, there is no single bank in that market. There's a Ojurin, something. Yakubo Ojurin, going to interland area, or so to say. Olorundaba, thank you. There are markets there that are no simple presence of banks there. And those guys are making money. So station a point of sale there, okay? As they are making money, they are saving it with you. And if they need urgent credit to buy, you give it to them, they sell there, you return your money, and you take your brokerage in between. So I was thinking of a platform that can, all these small holders, okay, all these small businesses, a site that can connect them with credit. When I mean credit, I mean funds, where they can do short-term businesses and everybody is happy. Business is growing, bank is making extra money based on their interest. So you can create something in that light. Just think a bit and look for problem you can solve. And now you are solving problem for people, which is beautiful. They are giving you your money. But now, where is the problem that you will own as your own? Because after solving problem for people developing that, you release the patent to them, right? You hand over the website to them. So somebody else will be managing the website for them, right? It is not your own again, right? Now, develop something that is your own, that you can scale over time, that is yours permanently. That if anybody wants to invest and buy, they will buy all the sleepless nights that you have had in years past to value it into the stuff. And you say, okay, this website, for me to release it, you'll pay $500 million. And when they see value and the long-term benefit that it might give to them, come on, they put the money down. Because like I said, if you are into your development, if you're taking your development seriously, all your sleepless nights, somebody will pay for you. I promise you. That's why I said, you've paid your dues, then you drink your juice. But if you don't pay your dues, don't envy anybody that is drinking his own juice. Because right now, you need to put in the work. So that when somebody is ready to pay, the corresponding value you are going to pay for the work you are doing is not the first thing you give to them. It's years of toiling and labor and learning, and that's how you charge them. And they will still come back because they know your work is quality. So that's where you should scale now. Probably as you're going to university, I knew a boy who downloaded the website of a university, complete. Now, what you mean you can use software to download a website. He downloaded the website. If he wants to change all the results of everybody in that school, he will change it with ease. And he's a student of that school. And the guy brought it to me and said, hey, see, let me just assume that I didn't see it too. Because if you go back to the school and say, I saw loopholes in your website, they will say, you have been changing results all this while. I said, just keep it to yourself. There was someone who took an expired ATM card, worked on it, went to ATM machine and withdraw money. Expired ATM card. And he went to the bank and said, this is the loophole in your business. I said, okay, let me help you. It's as simple as that. When a bank introduces a particular software, they bring in hackers to come and do vulnerability check. And you can't be brought in as an hacker if you are not a certified ethical hacker. And there are that's why I say certifications matter. EC Council offers CEH, certified ethical hacker. If you're a certified ethical hacker, don't sleep in your house, they will call you now. One contract can feed you for the rest of the year. If you talk about your money, like the way Master you go always mention, you get what I'm saying. So that's the way it works. So scaling, that's very critical. Well done. Question? Okay.
Currently, for me, they have started restricting Upwork, Wells Fargo, and Fiverr accounts. They restrict them a lot. Even though you get jobs, you now get ratings on them, like you get stars on them, maybe 2 stars, 3 stars, 4 stars, 5 stars.
Yes.
And now they just restrict the account. You have to start from the scratch again. And your ratings will attract buyers, will attract clients.
Of course.
So now, for those accounts on Fiverr, on Wells Fargo, on Upwork, how do you, even though they restrict them, because they have restricted like 2 or 3 accounts of mine. So now, if they restrict them, how do you start from the scratch and make sure that you still get enough
all right.
people?
Let me give you a few things that people do. Now, you understand Upwork, you understand Fiverr, you understand Wells Fargo. Now, what people do, have you noticed that some people, when they are, I think I shouldn't say this, but it's the way it works. When you are hitting a certain peak in that line of business, and things are not coming in the way they used to, okay, what people do is to create, now that they have knowledge, they will now create a training for people. So apart from the fact that they are making money, despite the fact that their rating now has gone down, or they are restricted, you have to create a new one. But now they are use their experience to train other people and still get money. You get what I'm saying? Now, to expand an organization or your business, you can do two things. You can either expand or you diversify. Are you following now? So when something hits a peak, that should give you a prompt that you need to either expand to another complementary platform or you diversify. Now that diversification now comes in the area of probably, for instance, training. I want to train 10 people on Fiverr, and I can show you how you can make 100,000 naira in 1 gig. So let them pay 50,000. You bring in 10 people. That's 500,000, right? So you train them. Now they will start working from ground zero up, and they'll be getting little money, right? Now they will say it works. Now they will tell other people to come for your training. So now you are diversifying. Now when you make enough money from your diversification, you go into another thing. So you don't wait. You get what I'm saying? You don't wait. Like I told you, I'm into buying and selling. I have a friend who brings systems in from US and stuff like that. Me, I'm not an importer. But that middleman, I can supply anything. If you ask me, oh, Victor, I need somebody to supply roofing sheets. So, roofing sheets, how many rolls? Like 100 rolls. No problem, I will supply it. Do you know? Does somebody. I will supply it. I can even supply it with my money, do 50%. You see, give me money. So from there, I moved to all these analytics, write-up. So as God has given us plenty skills, and those like 5 talents now, that 5 talents could be your analytical skill, your writing skills, all those 5 talents, for instance, now, they are channels of, streams of income for you. So if you don't exploit it, so it gives you the opportunity, when one is being optimized, you can diversify. You can always diversify, and you can still come back. Okay? So depending on the market structure and the direction the market is going. So that's the way it works. We are not limited to just one thing or one platform. So like I said, try Bully, try Play, and try the other one. Okay? I see you seamlessly doing well in those areas. I promise you. Any other question?
Okay. Thank you, sir, for this section. And the insight that you have shared are very priceless. So I just want to ask, as regards the Upwork that you mentioned the other time. So personally, I used to apply to many projects, proposals on Upwork. But there was a time I actually got one, but then it didn't went through. So, well, I have over the time.
It didn't go through. What do you mean by it didn't go through? I want to be.
Yeah.
Sure.
So the person actually he wanted me to deliver the project in a week.
Yes.
And it's a website.
Yes.
And he wanted me to deliver it in a week, and I cannot deliver it in a week.
Why?
Because the
requirements
are much. So and I don't want to lie that okay, I will do it in a week and all those things. I know it's not possible because of what it requires.
Listen, before you ask your question, let me first come in a bit. Now, if they say deliver something in a week, and you say it is not possible, and he gives it to somebody else, probably that person delivers it in 1 week, they wouldn't come back. Now, you have to manage your clients. You manage the expectation. When you are coming late to office, let's say your resumption is 9 o'clock, and this is 8:30. You know where you are to the office. You can't meet up by 9 o'clock. What are you supposed to do? Make a call or send a message and say, boss, I beg you, I'm in so place. In fact, you might even send a Google location. What do they call it? Okay? Send your Google location and say, this is where I am. I don't think I'll be able to meet up with 9 a.m., but please, just for your information. But my expected time of arrival is 9:10. And your guy will see it based on the Google stuff and say, okay, truly this guy, all of that is being equal, should get it by 9:10. It's called managing people. Now, if you say 1 week, say yes. Now, the first day, you are showing, probably you are doing a kind of reporting on the progress that has been made. And you say, okay, as you're working, and the guy is seeing the frequency at which you are pulling things together and you're trying to make things work, the guy can extend. You get what I'm saying? But if there is no communication, or if there's a mindset from the start that this thing can be done in 1 week, then it can't be done. But even you know that when you even know you can't do it in 1 week, it declines. Manage. And how do you manage people effectively? Communication. Just make sure that you're showing up and you are showing progress. If I give somebody a job to do and you say finish it in 1 week, and the person couldn't finish it in 1 week, but I'm getting reports on everyday progress. Like I'm also involved in the progress. It will be easier for me to say, okay, guy, I see you are making progress. Okay, I can see for myself now that, especially, I can see for myself now that despite your efforts, I need extra days. So please, with all pleasure, you get what I'm saying? It might be reworking the contract or using the same contract, but the idea is that you want to get that job done so that you can add it to your portfolio and say, I have done this. That extra time you put that somebody, the person didn't pay, someone else is going to pay. Continue.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. So since then, I've been trying to read online resources on how to actually land jobs on Upwork.
Upwork, okay.
So, and I've tried several.
This is your blog. This guy, yeah?
Sir.
Yeah, your plugs.
So,
I'm happy that we are all connecting now. 3/10, thank you. 3/10, meet 6/10. Upwork, meet these two guys. I'm listening.
Okay, but when you were talking, you made mention of including the links to the project that you have done in your
Portfolio.
either portfolio or
Yes.
resume.
Yes.
So I immediately noticed that was one way that I could actually improve on my contract that I'm sending out, the proposals that I'm sending out, because I'm always having my CV. I don't have my links there.
You don't
So
have
I just copy my links and put it on the cover letter.
Okay.
So I think it would be better if I actually have it directly on the.
Yes, on your resume, create a portfolio for it. Look, apart from the fact that you can just leave your LinkedIn line, probably your name, your LinkedIn, probably your contact email and phone number, your LinkedIn, then portfolio.
Okay, sir. So in short, my question is there like maybe a template that you will advise based on your own personal experience as well? Maybe there is a template that if we follow this type of, it's not necessary that word for word, but this is what that will distinguish us from others that are just sending proposals as well.
Yeah, okay, there are several templates depending on the country. There are for UK there's this ATS or whatever. There's a particular template that you use, but for this kind of work, forget stories. Put in front. Okay, let it be your portfolio. Don't put your education background. In fact, if I want to rank it, your portfolio first, followed by your certification, then you can now put education stories. Whether you finish or you don't finish, doesn't matter. But people would rather hire someone who is CompTIA certified than someone who finished computer. Is it computer? Yes, is it computer technology? There's computer science and technology, right? And engineering, fantastic. If you finish computer engineering in the university versus someone who got certification from CompTIA or from is it Cisco now? All these guys, Oracle, fantastic. I could remember when Oracle 12 first came out. That's where the cloud version of Oracle. Okay, were among the first set of people that were trained. The first class I enjoyed it. The second class I became confused. I said, man, I don't think for now, what is in my head is money and not coding. Now, before you even have children, before you start having in-laws, you want to learn all those things, learn them now. Before you start packing in-laws and children, and you want to write code, I say, Daddy, this one is knocking my head. Hey, stop knocking. Before you know, you've forgotten the code you want to write. So basically, that's how. So what I'm saying is that if you get certifications from Oracle, from all those organizations, it gives people more confidence about your capabilities than just graduating from it. So your portfolio, your certifications, then you can put school if it is relevant. If not, don't put school. All right? So for instance, you did Yoruba in university, but now you are a designer. Don't put Yoruba people. Okay. Just limit, just a BSc or B. You just don't put anything. And if you do Yoruba in school, okay, but it's not online book, but there's something called Bright Scholarship. I don't know if you know about Bright Scholarship that allows you to teach Yoruba in the US for 1 year. All scholarship. So studying Yoruba, knowing how to teach Yoruba is an opportunity now. People can teach Yoruba in China. Like I said, these people are trying to absorb everything they have because Africa is the future. Africa is the future. So they are trying as much as possible to absorb as much they can absorb from our language to our culture to everything, because Africa as it is now is the only continent that can feed the whole world. And we still have a lot of untapped resources. So they are coming big. They are coming big. Russia is coming big. And they are not coming to lord over you. They are coming to be like one of you, so that they can access everything they can access for their own. So they are bringing a lot of specialists into their country. Come and teach us Yoruba. Come and teach us Hausa. Come and teach us. There are some scholarships that will take you to Hungary. That will take you to all those Scandinavian countries. Some they will see them to southwest, northwest. So if you are from the north, there are opportunities. If you are from the north, the government is, a lot of things are happening. But basically, for your resume, like I would recommend, portfolio first. Design School website, this is the link. Design School website. So let them see. Or you put a link of your folder on Google Drive, okay? And put it there so that when they click it, it takes them to your Google Drive and they see your portfolio. So with your portfolio, you can just determine that they want to go to the next level of interview with you. And the next level of interview just give you something to work on within a specific period of time. When you submit that, then they say, okay, fine, let's give me a big job. That's all. That's all. Like I said, those APPEN guys, that's what they do. They give you something to work with within 1 day, submit, they evaluate it. If you pass, then they will give you the money for being passed, for passing that test. Okay, but if you don't pass, they don't give you any money. So when they give you, let's say, $40 now, they now bombard you with work that, So, and they have their own special app that they pay money into, and with that you can transfer money to your own. So, that's it. What? No. Direct on the standard exchange rate. On the standard exchange rate. Any other question? Yeah? No, any question, please. Any question? Any question? Any question? VC.
Venture capitalist.
Okay.
If you have some recommendations for some venture capitalists.
Yeah, there are venture capital, but before you even think of venture capitalists, you must be able to get your product to MVP level. MVP means minimum viable product. Now, minimum viable product means you have tested it, you have done your initial market introduction. You have come back with reports about the performance in the market, and you have done another iteration on it to make sure it scales based on what, sometimes you have a product in your head and you build it and you feel that it's going to sell, and you get to the market and it's not selling. So there was a time I was planning to build something. It's long ago, power bank and external drive. Sometimes they look similar. Okay, why can't we have a single device that has power bank capabilities and also external memory in a single stop? That looks like a very beautiful idea to me. I said, okay, I'm going to contact some Chinese company to build for me. But while I was so excited about that idea, something said, okay, check first. I went to one China website, I found out that it won't exist. That one, they won't take it to the next level. It has Wi-Fi. I'm telling you. So, MiFi, power bank, external, in a single device. Solving the problem of having three devices. So, you have the one. So, you might have a great idea. Before, you have to get to the MVP level. When you get to the MVP level, to get venture capitalists to invest will not be a problem. But first of all, get to the MVP level. So if you have the MVP now, let me know. Okay? Because the idea is that there are some, this echo raising that I mentioned the last time, that decantation from the acid from starch converted to bioresin, won 10,000 euros last year in a program, Action with Africa, by GIZ. GIZ is like Ministry of Commerce in Germany. 10,000 euros. 10,000 euros is not much. It's close to 20 million. That can at least help the business to some extent. That's it. So, before you even talk of venture capitalists, get your product to the MVP level, then the rest is will be history. Because nobody will want to venture in a business that has not, a product that has not been tested. You get what I'm saying? If you test it, market of 1,000, the profit, and say, okay, we need money to scale it to 1 million customers or 2 million customers. Then the people will put money because they know that they're going to get their interest back. Any other question? So please work on that product. I don't know what that product is. Please work on it. You guys, you're a chemistry professional. There's so much you can do. Yes.
Okay, sir, you talked about professional.
I have 2 more minutes now. It's 3 o'clock.
So you talked about certification.
Yes, sir.
So now, bringing it down to the industrial world now. Industrial world.
Industrial world.
Yeah.
Okay.
World. How relevant is professional certification? Even when you are not, probably you didn't go that line.
Okay.
Probably you are not. Let me give an example. Okay, let me use myself as an example.
Okay.
Now I serve in a chemistry department.
Chemistry department?
Like
in a university?
No, in a farm like that. Under their quality assurance.
Fantastic.
So that department is actually for people in chemistry world.
Yeah.
Or I did animal, so I'm serving there. But I'm actually doing other certification that will, based on that department. So how relevant is professional certification when it comes to industrial world?
My brother, let me use the line that we usually use. The importance of certification in the industrial cannot be overemphasized. Let me use that. It can't be overemphasized. Now, for industry, there are some things that are very, very critical now. 3 things. If you are in an industry, because the definition of industry is not what we call definition of industry. Now, industry is like some aspect of a sector. For instance, finance industry. So inside finance industry, we have finance sector. Under finance sector, we now have industry. So we have banking, we have fintech, we have insurance, we have all those things. We have banking industry, insurance industry. So that's what they call industry. But the one we call industry, like the way we know it around here, is like a production unit, like a firm. And I believe that's what you're talking about. Probably they are producing something, right? And they use chemicals and the stuff like that. Fantastic. So let's call it that. Let's say a production unit or a production firm or an organization. Now, you mentioned quality assurance, QA/QC. critical. I want to mention other two things that you can take advantage of. Number one is HSC, health, safety, and environment. That is critical. If you get a certification in that, my brother, the chop they go. All those QA, QC, they'll be under you. You get what I'm saying? So that is one. Number two, you can also look for things in the area of sustainability, a certification around sustainability. Because now, for somebody who wants to invest in your production unit, for instance, what they are also looking for is, do they have a framework that covers environmental sustainability? Probably reducing CO2, alternative power generation, and all those things, and safety around those things. They are looking at that because it is part of the credit score that venture capitalists or angel investors look at when they are trying to invest in an organization. So you might look at the future of the organization and say, okay, this part might just be something that can quickly put on the pedestal to the top. So you begin to take certification in such area. And one area that I think is very crucial, especially for your own capacity in terms of chemistry and stuff like that, will be health, safety, and environment. Yeah. Okay.
He did economics, and he works as marketer with all these diagnostic equipment.
Okay.
After amassing experiences from there, he came together with his friend and set up a diagnostic lab that is still functioning today.
Look at that.
And he just went for certification, just to bottle it up, so that they would say, someone that is working in this sector does not have anything to back it up. He went to do diploma, and now it's something his care friends around, what's it called? Oni and Sons, very close to the hospital, came with his friend, and he's working in that line just to support your argument.
Fantastic. So people are doing what we are talking about, and they are getting success. So let's try them. And for people who are just in the university, there are different online programs that you can join. I'm a faculty with Global Enterprise Experience. The program is hosted by Victoria University, Wellington. And we finished for this year, then there's going to be another one next year. Probably I will be sharing that as we start. If you're a university student, postgraduate, or as long as you want to run something. Now, the idea is that it's a cross-cultural, entrepreneurial, and innovative program where you will register and they will put you in a group. Might be the only Nigerian in the group. Chinese, American, Argentine, all of you in a single group. And they will challenge you to create a solution. When you create that solution, if your team wins, all of you get, I think, $1,000 each. And the other opportunities that could help you scale. So there are opportunities everywhere that you can take advantage of. You have your phone, you have your data, you have everything. Please, let's take advantage of this knowledge. Let's explore online and remote jobs, and let's see how we can scale them. All right, thank you very much. Father, we thank you because you are good. Your word says, except the Lord builds a house, the builder labor in vain. Lord, we know except you help us. Our senses, our intelligence means nothing. So Lord, we ask for your help in the name of Jesus. We ask for inspiration. We ask for right people, right connection, right information, and the heart to take action in the name of Jesus. Thank you, Father. In Jesus' name we have prayed. All right, thank you very much.
Wow, thanks so much. Thanks so much. Before you go, I would have a request. Please, you can take your seat. I would have a request. First an information, then a request from him, and I'm sure he's willing to grant my request. So from here, one of the reasons why I said we should drop our WhatsApp contact is so that we can create a channel where we can keep feeding you with necessary information. So, and you can engage with that information, properly. So, you will see it after now. It's going to be called the Talent Incubation Network. So if you see Talent Incubation Network, it is not a cult. It is not a society. If you get an invitation from that network, please follow the channel, and then the channel will be our means of disseminating opportunities. And to all the opportunities is mentioned, we'll keep in touch. And I'm happy about the sector he's working now, so we would have a lot more work to do together personally. So, now to the word talent, talent doesn't necessarily mean I can sing, I can dance. You know the parable of the talent in the scripture. It just means something valuable, like a talent of silver. So it's a currency. So we are incubating our currency, the valuable inside us, so that we can make profits from it as God expects us to do. So that is the idea of Talent Incubation Network. So it can be anything that you do, any knowledge that you have, any skill that you have. So please, and we can from where we came from, we can tell many of our members, many of our folks, friends to also join. And we trust God that it can also be a good means of also discipling people. Character development is key, because when you have skill or talent, it's also good you have the character that measures up, and an excellent spirit from God. So, sir, our request is that you will be a faculty member of this network. That's a yes, right? And we would have you on board so that we can share as much of these opportunities. He talked about one area called cybersecurity. There is the technical aspect of it, there is the administrative aspect of it. I have a lawyer friend that is also into cybersecurity. So there is, the governance and administration. At times it's because we didn't get to know some of these fields earlier in our career. Would have transitioned a long time ago and probably be working for top corporations in the US. I used to do privacy policy, terms of use for websites and mobile applications earlier in my career, and I didn't know that could be I'm just sitting on a gold mine without knowing. So I did a lot more of them for free. I will tell you. Even before, I think I started doing it before I got called to the bar, Nigerian bar. So and I did some for free, quite a number of them for free. So, and if you now look at this data security, information contract, privacy contracts today, it's a big deal. It's a whole lot. It has just evolved. I was like, don't be something where we did drafts that time. I was like on top Microsoft Word. Things have really, really evolved, and don't take any of your talents, your valuable contribution, don't take it for granted. So thanks so much for this opportunity. We really appreciate it. Before we close for the day, we have amongst us another man of many sides. For those who attend this center, he has been here to minister before, at least twice. I think that should be, if I will remember, maybe 2023 thereabout. And he's a man of many sides, many sides. He's a pastor, he's a youth developer, he is a coach and mentor to people across different ages, though. Across different ages. And I've known him for many years, and he's been very consistent and passionate about what he does. For at least, I'm talking about over 2 decades. So, and he's been very consistent and passionate about what he does. And I know he's doing a lot of projects. His wife is from Ondo State, so he's doing some projects also in Ondo State, and I'm sure that he will make Ondo State richer. And he has consulted for governments before and international organizations, worked for them in the field of agronomy,
and is a researcher as well. I don't know how many sites I want to mention, but maybe I will just keep it simple. I'll just say, ladies and gentlemen, he just wants to mention a few things to us about networking opportunities. And maybe we'd also extend a request to him so that through him we can also network opportunities physically, even within this city. This Ibadan that we don't know that things are, there is a thing with Ibadan rich people, the very rich people in Ibadan, the powerful people in Ibadan. Most of them are very quiet. Now, it is the debtors that are using debt to feel fly that are louder, or those who are getting political patronage. But there is just a culture in Ibadan. It's like a conspiracy of silence. Don't tell them we have money. Don't tell them we have money. Don't tell them we are rich. The next to Lubadan, it took MK Abiola to expose him that you have a mega rich man in this city. Go and meet him. Not every time come and meet me for money. This one is also very rich. It was based on his financial contribution and I said, sir, we know you don't have interest in politics, but you must join politics. So there are people in this town that you can't just imagine. And like he was talking about the lady, you can even have taken selfie with them. And you wouldn't know that what they have to offer you. So it is what it is. So please just help me welcome Pastor Kule Fakayode. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. I have 15 minutes, so it's not. I'm not here to tell story. Thank you for your submission so much. I learned a lot about so much about the online stuff and the opportunities. And I want to appreciate everybody here for the level of work that you have put into your enterprises. I want to appreciate you that. I think there's a lady here that spoke about climate change. Because I'm presently involved seriously in a climate change project in Ondo State. And probably we can connect and see what we can do together as we move on. So I want to just talk about opportunities in Ibadan. I worked with a particular NGO in Ibadan for like 2 years. 2 years, 2022, 3 years. And they don't have B-balls, they don't have so many things, you don't even know them. Of course, people go to their health center to get healthcare services. But do you know that in the city of Ibadan here, they make minimum of 800 million every year? That's what they make. When I say 800 million, because an NGO is not for profit, but that's what they make after they have paid. After they have paid it's one of the highest paying organizations in Nigeria. I'm telling you. Their doctors take homes like more like 3 million, 1 million. The staff there, if you see them, you think they are struggling, but they are not. And they have some staff that they train them, even outside the country. Give them, when they train them, and they are paying them what a director in the government will pay for the lowest skill that they have. And you don't know them. In other words, the conspiracy of silence in the city of Ibadan is very huge. And you'll be shocked that you will underrate this city until you begin to see the data coming from either from Nigeria, the National Bureau of Statistics, or from other organizations, and you begin to see the level of wealth that have been exchanged in the city of Ibadan. I've tasted 2 cities. I've worked in Lagos, and I came back to Ibadan. Now I work in Southwest, so almost like I can tell you that some cities in Southwest, that you think if you go there, they are struggling there. In fact, you might have security complex, and they can pay, they can pick your bills. I work in a remote, there's a particular town, not too far from Ibadan, but it's in Osun State, Apomu, Ikire. If you are traveling, you will see Ikire, but Apomu is inside. And in that city, there are millionaires in it, young guys, who understand what leverage and networking is, and who know how to turn what they have into wealth. So it's not really about, in fact, the remote job process has demystified the issue of that you have to be in a particular city to make money. I was in Benin last year, and there's a particular area in Benin that you have people very remote. There are young guys there. They just bought over some part of that area, and all they are doing is remote job, and they are in Benin. You go to Chico today, properties are very expensive. But people say, because of Yahoo Boy. It's not because of Yahoo Boy. Guys are moving out of where they have to reduce their premium because they can get things done online. So you can earn good in Lagos and be spending that money on your overhead. So that is just let you know that you need to just be sensitive and know what you want. I'm so grateful that coming here, we are discussing value. And it's not really about frivolous thing, within things. It's about value. So anywhere you find yourself, you can add value. Don't get caught up in. I know people are leaving the country. As people are leaving the country, wealth is coming into the country. I want to let you know that. In one of these local government, one of this remote area that I went to in Ondo State, this riverine area, was in a particular community. And if you look at them, they don't really have beautiful houses because of the weather, because of the climate there. And if you look at them, they look as if they are struggling. By the time I took my data, and I was shocked how much they make a day, these young guys and other folks. I was shocked. I was shocked. For you to have a canoe with the hardboard machine, underwater machine, you must have 10 million. And this guy has like 3 or 4 or 5. You can't even buy fish because some people have paid 6 months to supply. You can't even go there, you want to buy fish. And they are supplying corporate organizations. And they have network built from that remote area, ROMC side, like that till oversee the Lagos to China. Just to let you know that people are now putting so premium on networking. So I want to say that any industry you find yourself, you must belong to a pressure group in that industry. Now, one of the challenges of Gen Z that it's in as much as we value we respect your aggression, your view to life. There's this challenge of being aloof. You just assume that you are by yourself, competent in yourself, and you'll be shocked that if your friend that understood networking might be using you, and you might not even know that he's using you, might be leveraging on you. So you believe that if I stay in my room, get my laptop, everything, I am made. Yeah, you are made to some extent. But scaling starts from who else is doing what I'm doing? Who else is doing it together? That is what I want to say. Like he said, you can go to a program and you might somebody and you are taking selfie with that person, and the person you are taking selfie is, hey! If I was in a particular program, one of the Youth Foundation lady, I just found out that program. I said, "What are you doing here?" I said, "I'm one of the facilitators." Facilitator? I said, "Yes. What are you doing?" And when she was talking in hushed tone, When I got her story, what? Please, no. In, I was shocked because it's a cultural prevalence in the background. Just the way they see us, the way they handle us. Went for a program at Daystar some years ago. Wanted to do a training there. So I follow a particular organization there, and they are from Ibadan. And the guy was shocked. I said, "No, you guys from Ibadan, you now came to Lagos and be training us." I was looking at the guy. Of course, I was not the main trainer. I was just on that dog. And the guy was shocked that, so that's the perception. But things have changed. So I want to say that if you find yourself in any field, you need to look for, is there any group, is there any organization? If you are in what do you call it? Waste management. There is one guy in Ibadan that has been doing this waste management for years. He has his movement around Odo area. You need to go there. And I was told that the guy didn't really go to school, but he's involved. He has been involved in waste management. Kinsley knows the guy. Kinsley knows the guy. So probably we speak to Kinsley. And the guy has been doing that for years, recycling. So, and now we now have association of scrap metals. You can't just go into scrap metals without being involved in those organizations. So if you look, in other words, if there is an organization, there's always a lobby, there's always a group that is controlling the wealth in that area. So you need to join. You need to get to know. So you need to belong to the organization or group around your industry. That is number one. Number two is that you need to leverage on what federal government is doing. You see, the political PDP, Labour, obedient, blah, 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 has staged people against the wealth that is in this country. And people are winning grants every day. During COVID, 3 organizations I consulted for who are into packaging, event management, got grants from government. They have to pay back, they have to pay some back without 0 interest, and some they don't have to pay back. And some people lost out. If you hate the person that is leading the country, does not mean that you have to hate the system. Because you will be days that you are missing out. So I have a couple of people that I'm trying to help them to understand what they need to perfect their papers. Once your papers are perfected, you can access so many things with federal government. Let me mention them as I begin to wrap up. You have the Nigeria Youth Investment Fund. They will not give you, they are giving people. I've gotten grants from federal governments. For my research, I've gotten grants. Because I work in a tertiary institution, there was a particular grant they asked us to write, and some people are saying, you don't go away. And we wrote 3. And before we know it, they just called us 2 months ago. They just called us to defend. We defended, and a month after, the lead investigator just created his account, 10 million naira. Second one, 10 million naira. The third one, 10 million naira for research. And people that said they won't give you, are just looking. Once it is in the system, it can be assessed. All you need to do is that there are people that government has designated to help you to get your plan. One of the things you always have to do is to present what we call your book. In other words, what is coming into your business. Even if you are making a loss, make sure you are taking record